Okay, so last move in the system, the Gracie cross choke from the mount. Okay, so first thing we're thinking about is I don't want to be trying to cross choke Matthew while I'm over his hips. Anytime I'm there, even just a bridge is gonna, cause me issues. And even if he doesn't get me over, I'm gonna have to be constantly posting. So Gracie always cross chokes from high mount. So how do we get there? And even if I get there, Matthew can wedge and shoulder walk back, and now we're back into on his hips again. So from this position, okay, first thing I'm thinking about is hugging the head and then just going for a hammer fist choke. So I just bring my fist, put it in front of his throat and start to put pressure on him. He will make grips to try and defend this, and that's when I slide my knees up into high mount. Again, I'm widening my knees and I clamp with the soles of my feet to the outside of his hips. Now from here, as I posture, I don't want him shoulder walking, so I just push his elbows into here. Shoulder walk back, bro. Okay, and now from there, right hand comes in, just like we showed in week one, slides in and makes the connection. The minute I make that first grip, I immediately post with my hand. I'm keeping high mount and I keep my weight on this side. Now I know Matthew can move his head and do the upa. That's when I drop my chest onto his head. Move your head now and do the upa, bro. Now he can't get his head in line with my head. So if he knows jiu-jitsu, he's going to tuck his head this way. So from there, I'm going to bring my left hand around, put my head on the mat, and I'm going to use my forearm to turn his head so his head's looking up. My left thumb gets on the inside of the collar. And now from there, I just rotate it around. Now if he's tucked his chin, we just do that car jack that we done in the earlier weeks. Lift my elbow back, lift my elbow back. Once I'm there, I'm on the mat, or my head's on the mat. Now it's just a wrist curl, and I drop my left elbow in. Another thing Matthew can be doing is with his hands. So once I make that first connection and my chest is on his head, I'm going to move my head to this side, turn his forearm, just turn this way, bro. And now from there, as I bring in my left thumb, I'll just lift my head so you can see what I'm doing. This comes in and makes the grip. And now from there, I use my wrist as like a scoop of spatula just to come underneath his hands to make that grip. So again, from our position, hug the head. You want to get the high mount. So I go for the hammer fist choke, and then I fill the space with my knees. I widen my knees and clamp here. Then I sit up. But before I go for the cross choke, I need to maintain high mount. So I just push his elbows on the inside. Try to walk back. And now this right hand in one movement slides in. I make the grip, post my hand on the mat, but I keep my head over to this side. Because if I'm in line, he can start tying up and going for the bridge and all that stuff. The detail is I drop my chest on his head, so he can't get his head under my head. Now from there, this arm comes around. I move my head from his right side to his left side. This arm comes around. I'll use my forearm to clear. And now from there, I get my left thumb in. And if his hands are close to his cheek, I get the sharp bit of my left wrist underneath his fingers. And now I'm just coming inside. More than likely, his last defense is to tuck his chin. So I just prise up with my left elbow, drop back, prise up, car jack. And now once I'm under his chin, it's the curl of the right wrist and then a wedge. My left hand. Turn this way, we'll do one more turn. So again, hook the head, go for the hammer fist choke, slide into high mount. And as I sit up, I push his elbows together. That keeps high mount. Right hand comes under and I make the connection. Post my hand on the mat so I'm not head over head and to the side, and then I'll drop my chest on his head. Now from there I move my head to the far side, use my forearm to turn his head and get my thumb on the inside of his collar. And now I use the wrist, the sharp bit of my wrist to clear his hands. And now I bring my left arm into place. Now all he has is a tucked chin now, so he just lift up, come underneath, lift up, come underneath. And now curl the wrist, elbows pushing into the jugular and coming back to my hip. We're finishing it with our head on the mat as base. So, it's the Hodger Gracie cross choke from Mount.